the rain is falling, the fans are soaked, but here's the bottom line. We've got football at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. Here's the scene a short time ago. The Ravens introduced to this sellout crowd, and through a sea of pyrotechnics, out they came from the tunnel. We're set to go as the Ravens get ready to match up with the Cincinnati Bengals. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. Returning it, Justice Hill. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
Take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
First carry for the former Buckeye, J.K. Dobbins. Oh, he's got a little daylight. There he goes left side. And he finally goes down at the 23-yard line. 57 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's first and 10 just outside the red zone. Jackson with a handoff to Dobbins on the option. And a short gain here down to the 22. They follow up that gigantic gain with the tiniest of pickups, 1 yard.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. The Clemson product, DJ Reader, got in for the sack.
Tremendous read and reaction by the defensive tackle, and frankly, partner, it's not that often the DTs have that type of easy access back to the quarterback. Never bought the play-action fade.
In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Now it's Jackson. And this is going to be incomplete.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs, able to knock that one away on third down and bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected fourth down here.
And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And the Ravens strike first at 3-zip. Had just the one big play on the drive, but that was enough to put him in field goal range.
Yeah, one big play of what they hope will be many others throughout the game. Every team has a different target for the number of plays like that, those explosives that we talk about. That allowed them to put points on the board on that drive. Let's see how the rest of the game goes.
At their own 25-yard line.
Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. The offensive penalty has us back where we started as they come up on a 1st and 10. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. Well, this defense for the Ravens, they were excellent last week in the win over the Chargers.
And one of the key things you always look for when you're evaluating a defense is how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get per game? And how about last week's game? That number, 6. Absolutely phenomenal performance. They were on top of their game right from the first snap.
Burrow on play action. Dumps it off to Mixon. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Off the play fake. Here's Burrow. This goes out wide for Mixon. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that'll make this a 2nd down.
I'm not sure that this play was designed for him specifically, but they got through the progressions and got the ball to him. So 2nd catch on the drive. He may not be a primary guy, but they definitely want him involved, don't they?
Absolutely. This early, the opening drive, as you said, 2 catches. So if they can get him going in the passing game, that should open up his running game too. There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it. They love it because now everyone gets locked in. The confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there. And by the way, they're looking at the sidelines thinking to themselves and expressing, let's keep throwing it. We're doing pretty well.
From the red zone now, here's Burrow 1st down. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Yep. Definitely say that that's one he should have held on to. But when you're playing in elements like this, sometimes those bullet passes, those ones with a little bit of pace on them, they can be difficult to hold on to.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Burrow going to fake to Mixon and now look to throw. That's to Chase. He's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Jamar Chase, his 9th touchdown of the season, and the Bengals have taken the lead. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Returning it, Hill. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they come into this one riding that nice long win streak. And remember, next weekend is an open week for them. So that if they can get the win here, a lot of momentum into that time off.
It certainly is. And if you're wondering if anybody's saying, boy, this is coming at a bad time, we want to keep playing, the answer can be yes. Because when teams are on a hot streak, they want to keep going. But what the veterans are telling the young guys in the locker room, An open week is always good, guys. Take it, and let's go with it.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the 1st down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. They'll come up on a 2nd and 4 now from the 40-yard line. Now it's Jackson. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And the Bengals grab it. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line.
I know that taking care of the football is something that's drummed into every guy who plays this position, no matter what, whether he's running it, in the pocket, out of the pocket. But it's almost surprising to me that there aren't more fumbles by that position because of the way that they get attacked on each and every play.
Yeah, we had the fumble last week. Now here's 2 weeks in a row with a fumble loss.
Concentration has got to be there, and he's got to understand how much time he has to take care of a play. And maybe his clock is off just a little bit.
Mixon with a 1st down and more. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Well, I tell you what, when you get a running back who can move like that in the open field, that's something to take advantage of, and they certainly did there.
And there's an old chestnut of an expression called getting on your horse. And I hate to use it, but I'm going to right here because it absolutely applies. How about the head of steam he had behind him? He was absolutely galloping downfield. That was something to see.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Well, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Jackson. Flushed out right. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down. So, Charles, you look at this offense, and really on paper, at least, a great situation for them upcoming. They're unbeaten on the year, an open week coming up after this. So I guess my question, any worry that maybe this is coming at the wrong time?
Oh, definitely I would be worried about this game, maybe more than any other on the schedule, because I know my guys are looking ahead to that open week. I've got to keep them focused on the task ahead, make sure they take care of business in this one. Otherwise, you're talking about a double trap. The trap of losing the game and then having the open.
And it's intercepted. Trey Flowers picks it.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit. And receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open?
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
Mixon with a 1st down carry. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. Calais Campbell on the stop.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
46, 46, 46 to mark. Target. 12. 11 MT paint. 11 MT paint.
From the 27, Burrow. Open man is Uzama.
I'm wondering if the same thing went through your mind as mine. When I see a big man like that make a catch, all I keep thinking to myself is, big man with football. Look out, everyone. He may not juke you a whole lot, right? He may not run past you because of his size. You're talking about a guy weighing in the 270 range. But, boy, once he gets his mitts on the ball, he's going to be tough to bring down. So it's pretty simple, partner. You pick up a turnover, set you up in excellent field position. The last thing you want to do is go 3 and out in this spot.
Yeah, they would have had to settle for a field goal attempt, but now they keep those touchdown hopes alive.
Here we go. Let's go, defense. Ready? Ready, cut. Back 6. 11. Back 6. You want this. Hey, check back, back 6. Let's go, G.
On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
I'm looking at this with my defensive eyeglasses on because you remember the old days when a tight end saw a linebacker covering him and thought he had a mismatch? With the way they can run nowadays, not necessarily so. They gave it a shot downfield. That one incomplete.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
46. Switch up. 11. Motion.
A handoff, running left, Mixon. And once again, they stop him behind the line. Great job by this Ravens defense. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. Play action. It's Burrow. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. On 4th down, out comes the rookie 5th-round pick, Evan McPherson, for the Bengal field goal. From the left hash, this will be a 41-yarder. McPherson's kick is good. And the lead stretches. 16-3 now. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you've got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Sitting in first place in the division. They've got an open date on the calendar coming up next week. So, Charles, you and I were talking about this before the game. This one for them kind of has some extra importance.
It certainly does, because if they can get the win here and pad their lead a bit or at least keep pace, then they can really kick their feet up and say a job well done at this point and not have to worry about ball at all until they're back in their facility, back in their meeting room, getting ready for the next game.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Jackson. He's going deep for Brown. No, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Nasir Adderley. And the Bengals will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And they are right at the 500 mark on the year and got there with a victory a week ago.
And I think right now I put myself in the shoes of the head coach and say, all right, time to reset a little bit. And I don't give my team a win one for the Gipper speech, but I do say, look, we haven't played our best football yet, but we are at 500 and we're still in it. Let's try and string a few of these victories together, and we're capable of doing so.
A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
57 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Good, strong run against the 3-4 set. And that 3-4, you got to have your guys up front eat up a lot of blocks. The guy playing over the center, the nose, he usually has to take on double teams. But when you're able to successfully move him, you're often able to get some yardage, and that's when linebackers have to clean up and make tackles.
On 2nd and 2, Burrow. Trying to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. And the Ravens are going to get it back here just past the 35. So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it's a key to their win. And it'll be a key to this game as well, protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. On 2nd down and 4, Jackson. This will be caught by Brown. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Throwing on 1st down, it's Jackson. Dancing to his left. And he'll just get rid of it. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They look lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Jackson. That's complete. It's Devin Duvernay. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play.
1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now Jackson. And that'll be taken in by Andrews for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Andrews with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Ravens get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Tucker with the extra point, and the lead will shrink to 6. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Taken in at the 3. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. The Bengals drive about to get going. And they really won't have much time to work with. Just 19 seconds showing on the clock. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. They'll contain him to just 4, 2nd down. Now Burrow. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Here's Burrow. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And incomplete on the deep ball.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far. But on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. Final play of the half for Burrow and company. Another shot for Chase. He's got it this time. So we have reached halftime here, and it's the visiting Bengals out in front. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Okay, Coach, yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. Taken in at the 3. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. The Bengals drive about to get going. Now Burrow on first down. To Mixon on the check down. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. 3 yards the gain there, second down.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling, held it to an okay game.
To throw again on second down. Burrow. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and give the football right back because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you've got a battle on your hands.
On third down, Burrow. He's going to let it go again. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down. Here now, Johnny Townsend. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. Now Hill to return it. And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And the Ravens, they'll take over.
At their own 43-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for the second half.
A big play that time through the air. 34 yards.
So when's the best time to take the big shots downfield? When you think a defense least expects it, and I think the first play of the third quarter qualifies. They came right out firing. That's how you send a message to start the second half of a game.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
On second down, here's the option. Open space inside the 10, and all the way down to the 5. I'll tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react, even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL. They're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
Steps away to his left toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
On second and goal, here's an option play left, and he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson keeping it himself from 5 yards out. And the Ravens can take the lead now if they hit the extra point. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that will put them on top here in the third. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. The Bengals drive about to get going. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll make it a second down. Now it's Burrow. Looking sideline, incomplete.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Running left, it's Mixon. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down. On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And that last touchdown drive, a good mix of pass and run. Defensively, they just looked a little out of whack.
And it's so hard to stay up with an offense that has things going so well, where you're guessing and guessing.
That's caught inside the 20. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown.
Well, for Lamar Jackson, we know all about how dangerous he is running the football, but he can really sling it as well, and he connects on a big one there.
And I'm telling you, nothing will light up a crowd more than a play like that. Here in the stadium, all eyes were on the receiver streaking downfield, and you know everyone was thinking, throw it, he's open. What a connection there for the touchdown.
Eluding the pressure right. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more. So they try to make it a 2-score game with a conversion. It pays off.
And they've looked at the situation, figured it out well. A 2-score game in this situation, they've got to feel much better about where they are.
And that one bounces out of the back of the end zone, so we'll start the drive at the 25 on the touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up? He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And the Ravens are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line.
Okay, partner. No surprise to you. I'm going to look at this from the defensive perspective. In the rain, you have to be more cautious trying to cover passing routes. Why? The offense knows where they're going with the football. The receiver knows the route he's going to run. You have to make sure you keep your footing underneath you.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47.
Off the play fake to Dobbins, here's Jackson.
And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Trey Hendrickson able to record his 5th sack of the season.
And what a big 2020 season for the Saints for this 3rd-round pick in 2017 out of Florida Atlantic. Now, he signed with the Bengals back in March, but for New Orleans last year, 13.5 sacks, which tied Aaron Donald for the NFC lead.
After the sack on 1st down, Jackson. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Trey Flowers picks it.
And the Bengals will take over possession here up at the 44.
I tell you, Brandon, it seems like this guy's been all over the field so far. That's his 2nd interception of the game. And so much of playing defense in the NFL, especially when it comes to defending the pass, is all about positioning and technique. And this is fantastic work on both fronts there.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And last time wasn't pretty. 1 play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. Final minute now of the 3rd quarter. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Burrow. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd.
And when you've thrown as many interceptions as he has in this one, you definitely start getting a little hesitant to throw the ball out wide because that's prime pick 6 territory. That time, he made sure the only guy who was going to catch it was sitting in the 3rd row.
Burrow on play action.
He will find his man Chase complete.
And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out.
That's a big gainer on that play, and from experience, I can tell you, that's where defensive backs will come into the huddle and say, guys, how about some pass rush? But you're going to say it nicely because those big guys up front, they don't like being criticized very much. Quarterbacks in this league, You know they'll pick you apart if you give them time like that to find receivers downfield.
That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. They're passing here. Joe Burrow. He's going to go up top for the end zone. And, it's incomplete. Oh, that would have been 6 points, but somehow he couldn't rein it in.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And now ball going to be intercepted yet again. Picked up by Brandon Stevens. And the Ravens will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line. Well, time, certainly not on their side offensively. They had to take some chances, but that interception will further hinder their already slim chance at victory.
Yeah, and you're talking about time not on their side, but it certainly is on the defense's side, and they understood that. They knew they had to press it a little bit, and they planned accordingly, and what a benefit for them, able to pick that one off and hopefully put this game up.
And intercepted, maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Nasir Adderley. And the Bengals are right back in this football game. 2-score game here in the 4th, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
The Bengals drive about to get going. The interception was a great starting point, but now they need points pretty quickly, down 2 scores. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He's going to float this over the middle, deep. And got his man, complete. And they're going to have this in a great spot way down in Baltimore territory. A big play there for Cincinnati. Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a 1st and goal situation. They'll give it to Mixon. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Good job there defensively to push them back on 1st down. I'm not sure if this is 4-down territory or not because they can kick the field goal and get it back within a score. But you know that's not what they're thinking right now. A field goal has to be their last option.
Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal. Off the play fake, here's Burrow. He's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. C.J. Uzomah, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bengals have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Extra point just does sneak over the bar. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And they've seen their lead nearly extinguished after that last score. But bottom line, they are still on top with the football. And a touchdown on this drive would really put them in position A. And nearly another interception. Well, it would have been his third of the game, but this time he couldn't hang on. So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now it's Jackson. Flush to his right. And this is going to be hauled in by the tight end Andrews. And they got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A big connection on that one. 35 yards.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. Here's Jackson to throw. Escaping, and a big loss here as he's taken down. Joseph Osai able to get in there and run him down for what's going to be a loss of 15 yards all told. After the sack, oh, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile. Another try after the first down sack. Jackson. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. Well, a nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long.
57. Mike, 57.
Now it's Jackson. And that'll be caught by the big tight end Andrews. They get 12 yards back, but it still leads to a 4th and long. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
A 60-yard attempt.
And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. And that will push the lead up to 5. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. The Bengals drive about to get going. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And they go play action now. Burrow. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Patrick Queen. And they will finally bring this run back to an end, but not before he's down inside the 5-yard line at the 4. I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10. And some room to maneuver. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
That was well defense right there. He saw the play in front of him and able to hold the point of attack. Then he sheds it and goes and makes a tackle for a loss.
Behind the chains, 2nd and 13. Burrow.
Oh, no, he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And they're going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. He let one slip away last week as well, so now 2 fumbles lost in as many weeks.
Well, we were out at practice, and we watched him work. And what did his quarterback coach talk about all week?
Being a 2-hand monster.
And we looked at each other. 2-hand. Oh, I get it. 2-hand monster. Both hands on the football, taking care of it, putting it away so the ball doesn't get dropped.
And he'll go down at the 28. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with 65 seconds remaining.
2nd and 6.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They'll get that one out quickly to Brown. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game.
An option handoff here to Dobbins.
And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
80 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times.
Well, I can certainly tell my age, partner, because when I was a kid, running backs like J.K. Dobbins with over 2,000 yards in their final season in college, they went early in the draft. Instead, he somehow lasted until the 2nd round. But how great is it to get a guy with that ability who can run it inside, run to the perimeter, and catch the football in the backfield? To be able to get him in the 2nd round, that's what I call a steal.
That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short.
10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches. The 2-yard line.
Jackson on the give to Dobbins.
And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory. And it's going to be their defense that gets the ink in the headlines tomorrow. And for good reason. They forced 5 turnovers in this game.
And while we were watching this game unfold, I kept thinking about when we did our training camp tour.